about what you can't, because these are people that are envious and jealous of melanin and envious and jealous of women. So if you disagreed or you protested, you were called a Protestant, you were called a heretic. What are some of the other words they were calling these people? Oh, God, I can't think of the word. There's another word besides heretic. But if, you were called witches, warlocks, devil worshippers, and anything else they could put on you so that they could boil you in oil, flay you, split you to the four winds in the public square, impale you on poles, sodomize you with hot iron pipes that have been dipped in heat or burned and shoved up your rectum, which is very similar to what they did to a lot of the inmates in Guantanamo Bay. The United States was taking metal rods, dipping them in battery acid, and shoving them up these Islamic brothers' rectums and stuff. But they're not telling people what kind of sickness we're dealing with here. These people are really not saying. But what they did was they mistreated these people to the point that those that did not get deported here, that actually ran here of their own accord, because after all, they heard about all the great giveaways here. Talk about welfare. If you could get here, you got so many acres of land, and you got so much of this and so much of that, and they were just handing it to you, they would run over here. But these Europeans of today have forgotten that when they got here, our people helped a lot of them get from under the thumb of these inbred nobles that were misruling and mistreating and abusing them. So what happened was these people never forgot. They are angry with them still to this day, especially the ones on the reservation who ran off to live with us the most, to the point that now they have strategically positioned themselves that they have infiltrated the government, because I don't even think half of what is going on is the government. I think there are people that have been elected that are really trying to do their job, but they're threatened with death and the whole 9 yards. These people have them by the balls, too. They can only do so much because they are lorded over. But these individuals have strategically infiltrated the government. And treason is only a crime if it's, I can't think of the, overt. If it's overt, meaning you're doing it out in the open and it's public. Covert treason is not illegal. You have to do it overtly and have, I think, at least 3 witnesses to your covert act of treason in order for it to be a crime. But these royal families and these Jesuit militia have infiltrated the United States government that we helped the Europeans set up to liberate themselves from their oppressors. They turned on us at the behest of agents that were coercing them to do so, and they forgot who we are and what we did for them. And as a result of paying too much attention to us, they didn't pay enough attention to who they were and where they came from, to the point that the people they ran from are now strategically positioned in all high positions of power, or really close enough to high positions of power to actually do a treasonous overthrow of the government, and they are going to put their foot back on the neck of these Europeans that called themselves running away and getting away, and now they're going to take us down with them because they lost sight of the prize. And I hope I answered this person's question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see. Someone else here. I'm going to open up a couple of lines here. 313-345. Do you have a question or a comment?
Yes, I do. Sister, I hope our people will listen to you and take seriously what you say and not consider you paranoid or some type of crackpot. Now,
they do.
Let's go back to when the European first came amongst the Africans. They couldn't understand how these sable people, black, could have such majestic civilizations and so forth, with glass, fine woven cloths, architecture, and so forth. Now, just as something as small But that's how the bustle came about. They saw our sisters in Africa, so them your flat-behind European women wanted to look like us. And even today, we see them putting collagen against thick lips. And also, during the same period of time, they would take the black skin of people, talking about cannibals. They called us a cannibal, but there's always a law of opposites. Usually what he says is the opposite. Is the truth.
That's right.
They would take that black skin and meat back to England or other European powers and eat it to try to gain what the African had.
That's absolutely right.
Now, there's a Tasmania named after Lord Tasman, an Englishman. What he would do is that he would kill the people, hang them up on piano wire, dry the flesh, and ship them back to England for meat. The last one they did, it was an elderly woman in her 90s. She begged them not to string her up on the piano wire. Well, he didn't do that, but he still cut the meat off and hung it up and ate it for that. Now, in addition to that, some of that comes by. If we take time to read what they write about themselves, when you are living during the Ice Age and you have nothing to do, women were not needed only for reproductive purposes. And all the males wanted was something warm beside them. And so, for example, the Christmas tree, and these are white authors that have written it historically. On the Christmas tree, we hang red and white balls on the Christmas tree, do we not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That represents the heads of babies that they killed to put on the pine tree.
Wow, never heard that. Wow.
Well,
I believe you though.
I can get you information where you can learn this. Now, also, when you talk about about what it's a hidden government, and you see. Well, I'm going to back up a bit. Now, this has been going on, say, from the time that they ate our meat to gain what we had, to gain that melanin. Now, there's two types of melanin. Melanin, which you said is good, and phe-melanin. Phe-melanin, which the white folks has a higher copper content. Therefore, he turns red. So they have been, and you can go on a computer and bring up melanin. You'll see that I won't say every, but a whole lot of major scientific labs in the world are studying melanin and us in particular. Now, I might have missed some of your program, but if they make serotonin, which is released at night, where do they get the formula from? They have to get it from black folks because the white man is bereft of that. Now, also,
right.
as far as the women going to the hospitals to this day, they've been doing it for years. Tuskegee was a mild experimentation, but they've been taking the placenta of black women for years to study.
It has.
And also, you mentioned how the young males, they are paying in the systems now. They are paying our young men for their semen to make experimentation on. So this is real, but we don't. And our people who are in positions. I'm a no government agency of no guy, but these are people. We have people who know these things, medical, scientific, politicians, that know that these diabolical schemes are going on, and murmur not a word to us about it. And so, what is going on now is they know that you talk about right now. Have you ever heard of heritage seeds?
Yes, I have.
That means a seed is nature put it here that's evolved naturally over a period of time. Now they have the hybrids, which means it cannot reproduce itself.
That's right.
So
like them.
The European, exactly. The European has a negative birth rate. So what does he need to grow and increase his? He needs the heritage seed. And this is one of the reasons why you see I don't think it's out of love. There might be some altruism, but certainly not love and respect, that you have high-profile entertainers and other churches and so forth adopting these young people from Africa, Asia, Haiti, and bringing them to rear them so that they will have their surrogates to carry out their program. That's all they know. That's what they know. They're backed up. They know more than that, but they're used to that. So their first loyalty, or a large part of their loyalty, goes to the person that saved them and gave them a quote unquote better life. So there are so many things going on right beneath us. And of course, we have people working in hospitals and so forth that see these things, but they want to keep their jobs. We can't blame them. So that's why we need people such as you and others that can share information under strictest confidences and so forth to tell us what's going on. Now, there's a book, it's fiction, but it's true to form. It's called The Hochland Case, written by a petroleum engineer from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, some years ago, having to do with oil and how the Jesuit order, the Catholic Church, and other organizations function and what they do, and some of the things they do. Like you say, there's a network. If it were ever documented or somebody did it, the Jesuits probably had the greatest fifth column ever developed on the face of the earth, the fifth column being a person that lives out in the community and reports back to a central order and so forth. That's how it's become, and so it goes. And so that what you are telling our people, and I hope you'll tell them some places so that they can get it. Now, one source that you can, and it's either, I'll just give you a title. You can also get other references documented about the Tasmania. Well, Ranoko Rashidi and our late it escapes me. The early presence of Africans in Asia, all over the world, that is being done and has been done. And so we need to wake up, and they need us more than we need them.
You got that right, and I'm so tired of telling people that. We don't need them.
Pride in ourselves, protect our women folk at the point of death if need be. We, within 10 to 15 years, and look inward and bring out the goodness that's within, the creativity is within us, the system as we know it today would crumble. Why? Because we would not embrace all the foolish things they bring into our community. They have a system set up now that they make the most profits. Your chain restaurants, other places, they make the most profits under places that have the lowest income. So
you got that right.
I applaud you. I hope you will continue, and we must take you seriously. And if you don't, I would throw this challenge out. Anyone that doesn't believe her, you should prove her wrong and bring her documented proof. So I thank you, sister.
You're very welcome. Thank you for your comments. It's interesting that he would say that because as he was talking about the Jesuits in the Roman Catholic Church and the people that are being paid, the brothers that are being paid for semen, there are brothers that are being paid to kill brothers because they need, now the brothers that are being paid may not know why. In other words, you may be a young brother in a gang, and you're following orders from brothers that are older than you. After all, you didn't have a father or other male-type role model or male figure, so frequently your male role models are your homies in the hood, in the gang, and the elders in the gang that you're looking up to that are dictating down to you what you need to do. Some of those brothers that are higher up are agents being paid to kill so many brothers, and maybe being told which brothers to kill because the system is aware of who's who because they've been shooting us up with child inoculations. Oh, by the way, make sure you bring your child's shot record and this, that, and the other, so they know what's going on, meaning O-type blood is universal blood. O-type donors can give blood to anybody. However, O-negative donors can give blood to anybody, but can only take blood from other O-negative blood types. O-type blood people can give blood to anybody, O-positive, can give blood to anyone except O-negative people and can take blood from anyone. Melanin-rich people that are the autochthonous, aboriginal, indigenous people of the United States are the predominance of O-type blood on the planet. Now, there are melanin-less or melanin-deficient people that have O-positive and O-negative blood. But I would submit to you that they may not know, but if they go far enough up their genealogical tree, they will find that they are of the bloodline of autochtons that were found here, albeit they may be in the Ku Klux Klan, for all you know. But the fact is, they are technically, by blood, just another so-called nigger and don't know it. Now, the Pope and them he was talking about, a lot of people are not aware of the fact that they're getting ready, and it was brought to my attention by one of my listeners who lives in Canada. In September, they're going to have